Hello everyone, Dan Jeet Kune Physiology. More today is day 3 of Find and Develop Weakness. So I talked a little bit about a muscle called the coracobrachialis muscle. So that muscle is actually underlined right here. It is basically starts underneath, goes basically connects into your chest, underneath your armpit here, and it actually, they call it the coracobrachialis because you have your brachialis muscle. It's right here, sorry, not enough lighting. Right there. So the coracobrachialis attaches right up underneath here. It's sometimes confused with your outer pectoralis muscle, which you also work when you do butterflies. But this coracobrachialis, like I said, it's a stabilizing muscle. We got to be figuring out what weaknesses we have, and we got to develop them. Yes, you must also obviously maintain your strength, but you also must focus on your weaknesses. When it comes to physicalities of the body, when it comes to the actual human body itself, we have got to strengthen our weaknesses. So if you're weak on one side, say for your punching power, and the other side, you feel pretty strong, then you probably want to work on more one side power. For instance, okay, I have one side that I'm a little more powerful with, and I have one side I'm a little bit faster with. So my side that I'm not as powerful with, I will work on the power on that side. My side I'm not as fast with, I'll work on the speed on that side. Now, you also want to work your muscles as a whole. So you want to do speed training with both sides, but at the same time, you also want to make sure you focus directly on the specifics as far as what you're going to do. So not even in the physicality world, in the mentality, things like that. Other ways that we must strengthen ourselves, definitely our mind. Our mind is a key component because we cannot strengthen our bodies without strengthening our mind, and we cannot strengthen our mind without strengthening our soul, because right, like I said before, the mind controls the body, but your spirit controls your mind. If you don't have grasp of this, if you don't take control of this, you might find your weaknesses, but you will not be able to develop them because you will not have the proper mental strength to push past to that next level. So that obviously that mental strength is extremely important to push to that next level to get to where you want to be in life. Okay, so obviously, we can sit here and focus on whatever individual muscle groups, specific muscles, whatever it may be. I was talking about the coracobrachialis because it's a very overlooked muscle, and it needs to be worked regularly, and the best way to do that, honestly, is some push-ups. Let me show you. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm going to try to give you a good view of how this muscle is worked. I'm going to have to go at a different angle here, okay? I always, like I said, I always do my push-ups fingertips, okay? So, when you're doing push-ups, okay, I'm going to try to do this a couple angles, okay? So when you're doing push-ups, come down, boom. Okay, so if you do it down like this, you can kind of see it a little bit. You can't really see, it's hard to see the muscle itself, but I want you to see how it is being worked during push-ups. So even if you're doing, say, a close grip, all right, boom here, you're still working a little bit. You can probably feel it right there if you just push on that just a little bit. I don't know if I can get a good enough angle to actually see where it's going to go into the position, but either way, the more you're going to work that, obviously the stronger it's going to get. Now, here's one thing to think about with strength. When strengthening your body, your mind in any and every way. As far as the muscles go, here's what you're going to do. By increasing the strength, you are going to increase the volume of the capacity for the ability for that muscle to do work. What that means is, say for instance you work in a factory right now and you work your wrist half the day. Say you have an 8-hour shift, you work your wrist 4 hours at a time and your wrist is just fucking killing you and you're like, oh, I can't stand this shit no more, okay? But how about this? And I know this from experience because this exact scenario happened to me, okay, with my wrist. I worked some jobs, I was working them a lot, probably started off too fast, things like that. And what did I start doing? Well, I actually started studying the forearm muscles. I do still need to brush up and want to brush up on those. However, I started working my forearm muscles, started doing wrist curls, hand grippers, things like that. And guess what happened? I did not have that pain anymore. Or if I did, I would be able to work my muscles for a longer period of time and not have that pain. So by increasing the strength, you are going to increase the volume of the capacity of the muscle to do work, meaning you are going to be able to go for longer periods of time at either higher intensities and or higher repetition levels. So we got to keep these things in mind. You got to stay motivated, believe in yourself, believe you can do it, and believe that you deserve it. Let's get out there. Let's go. Smash, punch, kick that like button. Just don't break it. Let's get out there and do something. Let's go.